Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, I am Crisean. If you're a returning subscriber, hi y'all. So, in the spirit of Pride Month, this is a topic that is a little controversial. I'm not even gonna lie. We are going to be talking about the gay agenda. Yes, and in the spirit of the gay agenda, we're going to be talking about it because I have been delivered. Anyway, Wild Pride is a month to celebrate the queer community and for us to celebrate ourselves and celebrate each other. There is always somebody lurking, somebody watching, somebody standing up to tell us what they don't like about us. And that always boils down to the gay agenda. And it's always about the gays are going to mess up the kids. It's always about the kids. When it truly doesn't make sense. Because all of us who are here today and who have been here since the dawn of time has come from two, not one, but two heterosexuals. Whether it be in the home or out of the home, those heterosexuals brought us into this world. So, the world got fucked up because we in it? The only agenda that has ever been on this planet Earth that has actually prevailed and succeeded is the heterosexual norms of gender roles. A man and a woman, masculine and feminine. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you've been, whether you are black kids, white kids, Asian kids, whether you are Muslim kids, Christian kids, Catholic kids, whether you are boys, girls, whether you are rich, whether you're poor. Somebody somewhere has found their way to fuck you up. And it doesn't happen with one group of people. It doesn't happen with age or the times. It could be in 1800 something and it can be in 2024. And somebody will find a way to inflict their emotional traumas, their emotional pain, and inflict it on somebody else to continue and perpetuate them being fucked up. So, saying that it's the gays are messing up kids is just like ridiculous. And then we have people in media who have literally sexually abused their kids and who have admitted to it. And it's so ingrained in us that even it forces our own community to not want to have gay kids, not to want to have queer kids, and enforce that same heterosexual rhetoric, that same toxic religious rhetoric on to our own kids, as far as to say that they don't want gay kids or they don't want their kids to be exposed to the lifestyle, which is ridiculous, especially in 2024. There's no such thing as the lifestyle when it pertains to wanting to love somebody, wanting to be in a relationship with somebody romantically, and wanting to spend your life with somebody. That's not a lifestyle. That's life. That's just life. I remember sitting at a function and a friend of mine was like, "Oh, you would expose your kids to gay men kissing? Like, why? Why not? If you think that is wrong, or if there's something wrong with that, then it's something wrong with you, because you are saying to me that you uphold the heterosexual norm society, and you think that it is something wrong, different, out of the ordinary for the people of the same sex to have romantic relationships and let your kids see love in that. Because the thing about it is, every adult puts most of their belief system on children. Because when you're a kid, you have to literally remember, unless you came from one of them households where you couldn't say nothing, couldn't do nothing, and you had to stay in the child's place, then I get it. You clearly don't understand. You clearly don't understand your own agency as a kid, and you don't understand your own imagination as a kid, and trying to find yourself, because you never was allowed to find yourself, and you still haven't found yourself because you still in the box of what other people said you should or shouldn't be, and what you can do and what you can do, and you still remain in that box. So of course you can't see it. And the older I get, the more I understand that a lot of people, most people, I don't think have agency over their own lives and over their own thinking. You have to get out of that box. You have to get out, expand your mind, expand your wants and your needs, and you have to question things. You cannot take things just for what it is. You have to question everything. You have to question society. You have to question your being. You have to question the religion. You have to question your role and the part that you play. Because if you do not question, you will be perpetuating some toxic bullshit and putting it on other people. Because a child's imagination sees two people kissing, loving each other. That's just going to be what it is. You cannot make a child gay or straight. That child is just gay or straight on their own. Now, if they want to partake in things and boys kissing some boys and girls kissing some girls, then they're going to do it regardless, without you being present or without you not being present. And as a parent, I think that it's always healthy to be a part of that journey with your kids, so you can teach your kids how to do it safely, how to do it in the right sound of mind, sound of emotion, sound of spirit, and not be reckless with the shit. Every parent that is in your child's life and you are instilling that foundation, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be on some reckless shit. But if you are constantly talking down to your kids, telling them what they shouldn't and shouldn't do in the most derogatory, negative way, then your kid is going to either one, shrink, and they're not going to live up to their full potential, or they're going to go out there and do some reckless shit with another reckless person, and then they just going to do reckless shit together and live a reckless life. Even religious leaders out here being pedophiles and doing harmful things to kids. You're not exempt. If you're a bad person, you're going to be a bad person. Loving somebody doesn't make you a bad person. You're rich, poor, like I said, it doesn't matter. A man of God, a man of the cloth, a woman of God, a woman of the cloth, then you're going to be a bad person and you're going to be fucked up. Just because you got that robe on doesn't mean you're a good person, or that your connection is either any better than anybody else. Even in that, it's gaslighting, because for a long time women couldn't even preach. Women couldn't lead the church. Women couldn't have that connection to God. Like, that was only a vessel for a man. The man has his own vessel to God, which is ridiculous and patriarchal, and has all that I'm going to get into a little bit later, because y'all know I'm always talking about the gender, and I'm always talking about this society and the patriarchy and gender norms. That is just the oldest, most structural thing that we got on this planet. Because even from birth, the agenda for males is to fight, to sexually conquer women, to provide with an uncaring heart. That is the agenda. That is one of the strongest agendas. Talking about the gay agenda. As young as 3 years old, tell that boy he's a lady killer. He got all the girls. You gonna get all the girls. Will literally coerce young little boys to be sexually advanced or promiscuous with older women. If an older woman kisses him or shows interest as just a innocent child, oh, oh yeah, you can feel on her butt, like feel on her butt, dance with her provocatively, like be sexually, and it doesn't even, it is not even like that. And people will, you put that agenda on little boys, the agenda of women have to, little girls have to close their legs and talk meek and envision marriage before they even know where their eyeballs are. And that plays a lot of part in religion. Religion has definitely, I don't think it's the foundation of patriarchal things, but I think that it's definitely the system that has kept it the most alive, because no one wants to go to hell. Everybody wants to go to heaven, and everybody wants to go to a better place when they leave this life. And I think that you have to literally question that for yourself, and you have to question religion. Religion is not for everybody, and we have all kinds of religions. So most of us in this society does not pick religion willingly. We are all forced. We are all forced one way or another. Whether it's visible or whether it's very subtle, we are all forced into religion. Whether we don't want to get ostracized by our community, or whether we are being physically violated, sexually violated, and most of us don't make that choice on our own. So it is definitely an institution that has created a lot of harm, a lot of damage to people, and has forced a lot of people into the practice and converted people. And I can only speak mainly on Christianity because that's what I was brought up on, but it happens with most all other religions too, especially the big three: Judaism, the Islamic faith, and Christianity. So if I feel like if we all didn't judge and force religion on people, it can be such a better thing for people, because I've grown a lot softer on religious people, and not like the whole overtly religious crazy people, but people who just believe and want to live in the practice and not be harmful to people. Because as I get older, as I see more things, and especially as I know people, the majority of this world lives and will die in very cruel and fucked up situations and environments and poverty. Religion has helped so many people and has motivated people to keep going and have faith, and hoping and praying that things will get better, and hoping and praying that it is something better on the other side once we leave this crazy ass world. So that in itself is huge, it's big, and it's very understandable of why people want to hold on to it, because most of us want to hold on to something that is bigger than ourselves, and we want to pray and hope that we will be saved when our back's against the wall and we have nowhere to turn or nowhere to go. We want to be saved by something when we can't save ourselves. So I wish that more people would be neutral and give people time to have a faith, not necessarily a religion, because it comes with all those other crazy rules and shit, but a faith, and give people time to develop that for themselves and how they want it to look. Because people can love people without hurting people, without forcing people to do stuff, just like this modern society now, and just all the different religions that we have on this planet as we speak, and being respectful of other people's practices and all that. You can do it in a way that it doesn't have to be judgmental or forceful, because let's be clear, like I said, if you are heavily in the faith and heavily in that doctrine and the Bible and practicing all that and reading all those stories, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to develop a hierarchy complex, or you're going to think that other people going to hell and you're the only one, you and your religion and your book is going to be the only one that's going to be saved. And frankly, that book has been written and rewritten, and so it's such a long ago, and it's been written by man. I truly believe if the book was from a higher power, then a higher power would have written it. A higher power would have written it. Somebody would have found it. It would have been a mystery or something, and that would have been it is. Once man put that pen to that paper and wrote that book is tainted. That book is majority of that book is no good, in my opinion. So people have this has been the oldest story of people using things and using power to their own advantage, and that book, the Bible, is one of them. So I can't speak for the other books, but that Bible is one of them. But 9 times out of 10, those other books like that too, because the Jewish faith is over there bombing Palestine because they really think that they are ordained to that land by God and they're the chosen ones. And that in and of itself is a little like fucked up, because what's it say for the rest of us? And I don't know too much about the Quran, but I'm pretty sure it got it's the oldest of them all, so it's probably got the worst. It has the worst because they over there doing the worst, being misogynistic and very, very archaic over there. So yes, that's my thoughts, because I think it just was a ploy to control women. To be honest, it was one of the defining factors, just to be misogynistic and control women and put women in their place. Because truth be told, according to religion, women are the reason why we go through hell and back. Women are the reason why there is pain on this earth. Women are the reason why we are suffering today. So take that what you want. If you think you're the reason why it's pain and suffering in this world, then that's your problem. As much temptation, and if the whole thing about Adam being in God's image only, and it just makes no sense to me why Eve is from Adam's rib, but then Eve gives birth vaginally. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I just think it is just a ploy of misogyny and to keep the patriarchy alive. Like, men are still to this day tempted more than women. I think women have more self-control than any man on this planet. So that's just how I feel about the foundation of it all. Y'all might disagree. Most of y'all probably will disagree with it, but I'm okay with that. And to piggyback off of that and about the gay agenda, it's just rooted, like I said, in misogyny. All of this is rooted in misogyny, because most of the time it was meant to put males in their place and trans women in their place, and that's because we are doing the cardinal sin. We are giving up maleness, we are giving up manhood to wanting to be feminine, the weaker sex, the less ordained sex, because boy is highest blessing in the society. To have a boy since the dawn of time was highest blessing. He carries on your name. He's just the boy. He's just the best thing between the sexes. So gay men gives that up when they lie with another man and they don't just conquer women or sexually objectify women or use women. And trans women gives all that up because they want to be one, or they create their life and they create their bodies to want to be a woman. And that just it's just the worst thing that a man can do is be a woman. We want to be a woman. We want to be a woman because of misogyny. Because women in this society are considered less than. even in this modern society, we say we do it's better, and it is a lot better, but it's still, even the subtle things, and women can play a huge part in that too. Even only the male side, it's also the female side of lesbians, and they have their own hardships, but it's mainly rooted in the male side. Even from as small and as young as when little boys are attracted and they are drawn to feminine things, it is a visceral, it is a volatile reaction versus when little girls are attracted to masculine things. And it happens with men, mothers, and fathers. I've seen people in stores, because a boy loves a certain color, of the color pink or girly things. It is a visceral and volatile reaction towards not wanting him to partake in a feminine thing, which in turn creates misogyny, which in turn perpetuates misogyny and patriarchy and violence towards women. Because if from a young age you're teaching him you're giving him this volatile force when he wants to play with dolls, when he wants to do anything that a woman is a part of or a girl is a part of, and he's met with violence, he's going to always back away from everything feminine. Even a woman themselves will perpetuate that violence towards her. So I think that we have a lot to unpack and a lot to get over when it comes to wanting our kids to be as free as possible and to partake in and explore all things of this world, to become your most best self, your most best person, not just both best woman or best man, but best person that you can be. Because to be honest, I'm sick of the violence towards gay men, and a lot of y'all are women who watch me and follow me, and I know y'all sick and tired of the violence towards women, because I just heard a study, and the #1 killer of women and trans women are men. So that's a little alarming. It's not diseases and disasters, and it doesn't swing the other way with them. So the #1 killer of men are also men. So we got a lot to unpack with that, of how we raise our boys and go forth of their well-being and mental health, and allowing them to be their most authentic self and get rid of the pressure that we put on them. I feel like straight men will live their whole life trying to prove that they're straight, and that must be the craziest, hugest burden that anyone can live their entire life. To be a straight man has to be exhausting, because I feel like for a lot of them, most of them, it's performative. To prove that you're straight your whole life, that you have to degrade, you have to put down gay men, you have to sexually conquer, put down, overpower women, just to prove to other men and to women in society in general that you're a man and that you still got your manhood. And like I said in my coming out video, if you're a good person, you are inadvertently gonna be a good man, period. All that other stuff don't make you a man. It don't make you a good man. It doesn't make you, it doesn't not take from your manhood. All that other stuff is just society rules and regulations that they want to put on people. I'm not going to say it as a gay man, and a lot of gay men also perpetuate this about a man is supposed to be a man. Even in our relationships, a man is supposed to be a man, and that's it. And he can't paint his nails, he can't act girly, he can't do nothing. I'm not in that. I'm not trying to perpetuate that, and I'm not for it, because like I said, I am done with the violence between us, against us and against my sisters. So my sisters are both kinds, trans sisters and my heterosexual sisters. So, and my lesbian, all my sisters, all of them, just all of them. I'm tired of it. So I am such an advocate of letting everybody be who they want to be, so they don't get this pent up aggression, pent up anger, and that anger turns into hate, and that hate turns into violence, and you out here doing some crazy shit to people. And the one of the number one things and last things I gotta talk about, and also rooted in misogyny. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Tell me that's not misogynistic. Tell me that you're not thinking about the lesbians when you think about gay people, when you think about queer folks. You're not thinking about lesbians because you don't care. You only care because of the males. You only care of male born people. So to even that saying, it's just rooted in just misogyny and patriarchy. Because what? Because we not only have gay men in this community, but we have lesbians. And it is 2024. Technology has made remarkable advancements on how to deliver babies without intercourse. And gay men and lesbians have been having babies since the 90s, the 2000s, without heterosexuals involved and without intercourse. So life will go on. The world will go on. Mankind, human beings will go on. Because we will have kids with each other. And then there are the bisexuals. You get a female bisexual and a male bisexual. They come together because they going to fall in love. Yes, they will. Bam. Some kids. The world lives on. And then out of those babies will come a heterosexual. Because that's what it is. We will just continue to perpetuate this cycle and the world will go on. That just sends me of just stupidity and idiocracy. if that's even a word. Just because you're not thinking like procreation going to stop and mankind will be doomed because ain't going to be no more kids. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. You can just tell that you're not thinking about the community because you don't want to think about the community. So thank y'all for having my little rant. It just came about because I just seen a couple of videos about religious people being delivered, misogynists, just perpetuate misogyny. Women in this community want to perpetuate it too, wanting to be with the community, and then they want to say some crazy homophobic shit. Like, it's just all like, I just had to get it off my chest. Like, so thank y'all for listening and watching. I hope I didn't lose any of y'all. Just take the time out to think for yourself, to digest this, think about it for a minute. Just have agency over your own self. Question things. Question is what you believe in just feeding you positively and putting that positivity back into the world and just not following things because somebody has forced it upon us. That's just what we know. That's what we've been knowing our whole life, or that's what we've been taught, and not to question. Because if you've been taught to follow something without question, then truly you're not learning. You're just following orders. And I just wish that everybody can just learn, question, take a little bit from this person, take a little bit from multiple sources, and come up with your own ideologies and your own experiences and think for yourself. So yeah, so hopefully that wasn't a little too spicy for y'all. And yeah, I didn't lose any of y'all, but if I lose you, then see ya. Sayonara, girls. So thank you for watching this video, and like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, all that good stuff. So I am Crisean, and I am out.